Did you know Johnny Depp just revealed one of the most personal and emotional sides of himself, and hardly anyone saw it coming? We all think we know Johnny. He's Captain Jack Sparrow. He's the Mad Hatter. He's the unpredictable rebel who lives like a rock star and takes on the strangest, wildest roles. For decades, he's been the guy who seems untouchable, untamed, impossible to figure out. We've watched him through his highs and lows, his most iconic roles, and his very public personal struggles. But what he just did in London, it changed the way people see him. Completely. Because in a quiet London gallery, behind plain white doors, he opened his heart in a way that movies and music never could. And the moment those doors opened, people started realizing, this was Johnny's way of telling the world who really mattered to him all along. Hi. I'm so glad you're here with me today. If you've ever felt like the people you love deserve to be celebrated in ways that words just can't express, this story is going to resonate with you. It's about family. It's about gratitude. And it's about finding your voice when everyone's already decided who they think you are. So picture it. London. Early morning. The streets are still a little damp from rain. Fans are lined up outside a small gallery tucked between tall buildings. No big banners. No flashing lights. Just his name printed modestly on the door. Johnny Depp. Solo exhibition. No one knew exactly what to expect. People assumed maybe a few quirky sketches. Maybe some portraits of Keith Richards or Hunter S. Thompson. After all, Johnny's always been close with musicians and writers. But when those doors finally opened, and people stepped inside, the energy in the room shifted. Lining the walls were large, vivid, deeply emotional portraits. And not just any portraits. They were of his family. The people who mean more to him than anything else in the world. You could feel it immediately. The love in those paintings was almost heavy in the air. They weren't perfect or polished in the way some art galleries can feel. They were raw. Intimate. Honest. The first painting most people noticed was of his daughter, Lily Rose. Her portrait almost stopped people in their tracks. She was painted in soft, muted pinks, her hair loose and flowing, her expression calm but full of quiet strength. Around her, faint dreamlike swirls, almost like clouds or smoke. You could tell, just by looking at it, that Johnny sees her as something delicate and untouchable. Like a dream he never wants to wake up from. Then there was his son, Jack. Jack's painting was completely different. Bright colors. Sharper lines. Almost chaotic. Like an explosion of energy on the canvas. His grin stretched across his face in a way that made you feel like he was about to pull some kind of prank. You could feel Johnny's pride in that painting. You could feel how much joy Jack brings into his life. And then, there was Vanessa. That was the painting that really got people talking. Because out of everyone Johnny could have painted, no one expected to see his ex-wife. But there she was. Her portrait was graceful, almost serene. Painted in soft blues and golds, with delicate brushstrokes. Her hands were folded lightly in her lap, her eyes looking just slightly away, as if she was lost in thought. And in her hair, a faint, tiny bird. Barely noticeable unless you were really looking. It wasn't bitter. It wasn't sad. It was grateful. You could feel it. And that's when people started asking, why now? Why paint her at all, after everything they went through? When someone finally asked him, Johnny's answer was quiet. They've always been my sanctuary, he said. Even in chaos, I come back to them. This is my way of saying, thank you. And that hit everyone right in the heart. Here's a man who's been through some of the most public storms anyone could imagine. He's been judged, torn apart, defended, and ridiculed. But through it all, his family stayed his anchor. They stayed his home. As people moved from painting to painting, they started noticing little details. On Lily Rose's lips, faint gold lines that, if you looked close, resembled delicate music notes. Maybe a nod to how much music means to her. On Jack's shirt, a tiny red heart hidden among the chaos of colors. And that little bird in Vanessa's hair, so subtle most people missed it. Some thought it symbolized freedom. Some thought it was Johnny's way of saying she gave him the wings to become who he is. Every inch of those paintings carried meaning. And the reaction? Fans were overwhelmed. Many said it felt like walking into Johnny's heart. Even critics, who are usually so quick to dismiss celebrity art, were impressed. One of them said, "His layering technique reminds me of Lucian Freud." This isn't just a hobby, this is the work of someone who truly understands what it means to express himself on canvas. And they're right. Johnny's been painting privately for decades. But this was the first time he really let the public in. If you happen to be in London anytime soon, here's a little tip: go early in the day. The lines have been huge, even before the doors open. People are waiting just for the chance to stand in front of those paintings. And if you're not in London, don't worry, because Johnny hinted that prints of the portraits might be released online soon. So even if you're halfway across the world, you might still be able to hang one of these tributes in your home. And you know what? That idea, creating something personal, and giving it to the people who matter most, that's something you can do too. You don't need to be a famous actor or an experienced painter to make your own family tribute. You don't even need fancy materials. Grab a pencil. Grab a piece of paper. Sketch a little portrait of someone you love. Frame a photo that reminds you of a moment you'll never forget. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to come from you. And honestly, isn't that what makes Johnny's exhibition so powerful? It reminds us that no matter how much noise and chaos is swirling around us, it's the people we love who keep us grounded. Who keep us human. So now, let me ask you something. If you could paint a tribute to one person in your life, who would it be? And why? Take a second and really think about it. I'd love to hear your answers. Share your story in the comments. I'll be reading them. And if you felt even a little moved by Johnny's story today, if it reminded you of someone you love, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps more people find these kinds of stories. And hey, if you want to hear more about the surprising, vulnerable sides of celebrities you thought you already knew, there's another video waiting for you right here on the channel. You're going to love it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more stories like this coming your way soon. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. You never know, maybe this story just inspired you to pick up a brush, too. Because sometimes, art speaks when words fail. And sometimes, that's exactly what the people we love need to hear. So, tell me. What do you think Johnny's paintings are saying? I'll see you in the next one.